what did you get from the TV series Echo?
Yeah, I thought it was filmed very well. It was very serious. I wouldn't call it dark quite, but
Hmm.
there were some things that were pretty graphic.
Probably not as jokey
And
as you're probably used to with Marvel.
yeah, not as joke. I don't. Yeah, there weren't really many jokes at all. Um, really serious story, and then of course following this character who we quickly learned is deaf, and we have sign language throughout the movie or the mini series. Um, a bunch of Native American lore, and I don't know, it was good. It was a good little side story that's um, non-consequential, but
Yeah. Now that you mention that, as far as like a side story, do you remember at the beginning? I think it's at the beginning of every episode. It says Marvel Spotlight.
yes.
So from what I saw, that kind of means that it's just a side story, unless they want to kind of see where that character goes as far as popularity.
Mm,
So they don't exactly have to be connected to this bigger universe, even though there are some people from, I guess, other TV series that show up in this show. Like, she doesn't have to be
right.
in like a movie or anything.
Hmm.
But just seeing that, I was like, was that in any of the other shows? Do you
No,
remember
this is
seeing
the
that?
first one. No, it's the first one with the spotlight banner.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it all depends on the popularity of this show and where it goes. But for me, for this show, I thought it was pretty good. It does get graphic. I mean, I think it does have that mature rating, but it's not to a point where they're just excessive. Really, it came to a point I was like, why is this rated mature?
Yeah, yeah, there are only like some parts that I guess were pretty close to it. Think about the skating rink a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, that's most of
That
it.
was pretty graphic. I think that's most of it actually.
That's really one episode.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I guess there's some other, bloody scenes, but it's not to a point where you're just like, this is just too much. Um, I think a teenager could watch this, they'll be fine. Or
Yeah.
a teenager would anyway, but I'm saying like this isn't anything worse
Hmm.
than what they've seen before.
Right.
Um, but I did like this series. They did make some changes to the character, and I didn't really know anything about this character beforehand. And we did see her in the Hawkeye series.
Mm,
Do you remember?
I forgot about that.
Is it because you forgot about Hawkeye?
Yes, that's exactly why actually.
Yeah, she was in there because the Kingpin, he showed up towards the end in
Yeah.
that one too. But actually, you should have kind of seen that because there were some scenes that happened in the Hawkeye series that showed up in this show.
That happened in this.
Mhm.
Right.
I think they might have showed it in the first or second episode, but yeah, I think this is a pretty good series. They do change up some of the, I guess, powers of the main character, but I like how they present things. You got a lot of culture in this, the Native American culture, the it's the Choctaw. Yeah, the Choctaw Native Americans, and they actually do give them like a special thanks at the end of the series because they were heavily involved in it, and I think that's really nice.
Yeah. Now hear me out for just a second.
Okay.
with the Choctaw and kind of this power that's flowing through them, and when she connected.
Now we're getting into spoilers.
Well, I'm not gonna. That's all I'm gonna say is when she connected.
Okay.
Did that remind you of Wendy Wu?
Wendy Wu? Wow. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
That's an old one. That's an old one.
I'm trying to remember that. I mean,
but remember that animal spirits would kind of possess or find a host, and they become like ninja warriors all of a sudden. Kind of took me back there.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Rendezvous, Homecoming Queen.
Or was it Homecoming Warrior?
Oh, was it? That makes more sense. Homecoming Warrior. Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to be the queen, but
It's been a long time since I've seen that. Wow.
but original Disney film.
But this show also did remind me of Miss Marvel, that show.
Okay.
Pretty much the whole setup. A lot of family ties, generations of, some kind of power.
Yeah.
So a lot of that. It is a pretty short series, only 5 episodes, so you can get through it pretty quickly. But I wouldn't call it a dark TV series, but it is a little bit more mature than what Marvel has done in the past. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.